So for more, we welcome an NBA contributor, Chris Haynes. Chris, everyone was on Giannis watch, but that's a name that we did not hear. We were wondering if this was the deadline that the superstar and the Bucks part ways. But as he posted on X earlier today, legends don't chase, they attract. How do you interpret that message and what ultimately kept Giannis in Milwaukee?
Well, sources close to me just told me that, hey, reiterate that he never requested a trade. Obviously, he's been applying pressure over the last couple of years in hopes of that the Bucks will, turn this roster into a championship contending roster. He wants to contend for a title for years and years during his prime. But right now, he's happy. I was told that he's committed and focused on getting back healthy from that calf injury. And, he's progressing really well to the point where he might even play in the All-Star game on February 15th. So with all that being said, what ultimately stopped a move from happening right now was that the Bucks were essentially just in intel gathering phase, right? They were trying to figure out, okay, what deals are out there, and I think they made the choice and the decision that in the offseason would be better suited to probably make a play for Giannis Antetokounmpo. So for right now, Giannis, he's happy, he's focused, he wants to make a playoff push, and so this thing is going to extend until another 5 months.
All right, well, shout out to Giannis for a great Wolf of Wall Street reference there. But as we look around the rest of the league, what don't we know? What deals maybe had some chatter that didn't become more than that?
Okay, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. They were in on Giannis Antetokounmpo trying to convince the Bucks to part ways with Giannis, but they were also in the mix or trying to get in the mix with another star, Charlotte Hornets star point guard, LaMelo Ball. I was told that they checked in with Charlotte and was trying to figure out a way to see if anything could materialize, but the Charlotte Hornets have been playing tremendous ball as of late, 7-game winning streak, and I was told that the general manager with the Hornets, Jeff Peterson, he wants to give this core group time to gel and figure things out. That's why he didn't trade any members of the core. They want to see what they can accomplish the duration of the season. He said he feels like they're owed that right to see what they can do. And so we'll see what happens in the offseason as it pertains to the Charlotte and their core pieces. But Minnesota, they were out there aggressive, trying to bring a star to help alongside with Anthony Edwards.
Well, great information as always. I know you have been very busy working the phones. Go get some rest. Thank you for your time, Chris.
Thanks, Taylor.
All right, lots to unpack, of course, with the trade deadline. Question for all of you. I'm going to start with you, Blake. What move that did happen stands out the most, and what does it signal about the direction of said team?
Yeah, I think I'm most interested in James Harden to the Cavs. I think this move sort of signifies that the Cavs just didn't think they could get it done with the roster that they had. And what I like about it is it gives Donovan Mitchell the ability to operate a little bit more as a scorer and less as a problem solver. James Harden is unbelievable with the ball in his hands. He's done a great job of facilitating, can still score. My question is, how does it work when James Harden is off the ball? We've seen the Cavs now for a long time. They've been injured, but I think they're at their best when not only the ball is moving, but players are moving. And that's sort of not been James Harden's strength. So seeing him play off the ball, but I will say James Harden's one of his best abilities is availability. He plays basketball. And Garland, I love his game as well, but he's been riddled with injuries. So I think they look at this move as just securing people on the court. And I also think the Cavs have a roster that's versatile in different types of strengths that can plug and play and sort of fit the style that they need to with James on their team.
Yeah.
And the trade I think I like the most is Anthony Davis going to the Washington Wizards. They always had a timeline that said in 5 years. No, they had a timeline.
Go ahead.
Fresh off bobblehead night.
They got a 5-year pace they're trying to get to. And I think you go get Trae Young early on. That's a 4-time All-Star, knowing that he's a top guy that can lead the league in assists. But going to get Anthony Davis, I like to see Alex Sarr play the 4. And I think that helps him out a lot. You got 2 guys that can protect the paint, block shots. But they young core. They got 3 guys that's rising stars. That's learning how to play basketball the right way, learning how to win. And you can't forget Bub Carrington coming off the bench. So I think they're doing the right thing, and they're trying to fill those seats. And they need some fans coming back to Washington, D.C. to watch them play.
Trey and AD is...
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, that could be something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Rudy?
I'm intrigued by Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz. This is the guy. We could finally see what the Utah Jazz is trying to do for the future. Keontae George having a breakout season, obviously. You have Lauri Markkanen, who's playing at a high level as well. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a guy that was a Defensive Player of the Year, a guy that can knock down the open shot. It opens the floor for those 2 guys. But, obviously the question is, can he rebound? Can he actually play the center position But he doesn't have to because they have Walker Kessler. So they have a lot of flexibility roster-wise.
Yeah, I mean, the Jazz have owned the worst defense in the NBA in 3 straight seasons. We feel like Jaren can really make an impact there.
That is a huge.
He should.
I didn't know that, but he will help.
That's a huge backcourt, or front court. So, I mean, he's definitely going to make a change defensively. So I am excited. I think that is like a move. That's a classic like Danny Ainge move.
Yeah,
it's like, they are really setting themselves up for the future.
And I think also with Jaren, one of the things is we like to see him with a 5. Like he's at his best, I think, when it's the minutes aren't on his body playing that position, and also trying to keep him out of foul trouble. So you have Kessler on that backside. That could be something big for them too.
Rebounding,
And the rebounding aspect of it. I mean, he's averaging. I mean, you can't be that big, that tall. You got to go get some boards. But if you don't have to worry about it, you know.
UD is rolling his eyes.
I think sometimes he gets stuck in his body though. Like he's like 7 foot at 6'10", but he sees himself as more of a stretch 4. So.
But you know too is people underestimate just because you're big that you're a good rebounder. Like I always say this, rebounding is not always about the size. Now you can just box out and go get them, but there's some people that have a nose for the ball. They're just really good rebounders. Josh Hart's prime example. Like he's made a living off of that. But if you traditionally throughout your career have not been a great rebounder, you got to know when you're going to go get him what you're going to have next to him to cover that up. So they have it in-house already.
UD is somewhere standing up out his couch, man.
Seriously.
UD's upset. I'm sure we all will have a text when we look at our phone. Swin, you are our front office whiz. What move did you like?
You know, I actually, silent but deadly. I would like to say that move from Chicago for Vooch to the Celtics. I know you've been talking about the Celtics a lot this year, Blake, but the reason I like this move, is the shooting. To have a big that has the ability to stretch the floor. When you have guards that can get downhill, that can create, you have to check him offensively, and that opens the game up for everyone else. And if you think back to when they won the championship, I know everyone's talking about, will JT come back? What's that going to look like? But having that as a caveat back there, that's something that's big, I think, for the Celtics for me.
Yeah, Vooch has 578 career double-doubles. That's the most by any player since he was drafted in 2011, 2012. So Celtics are certainly continuing to re-up. All right, I'm Taylor Rooks with NBA on Prime. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see interviews with your favorite players, experience the most exciting moments from around the league, and see what the NBA on Prime crew is up to all season long. And remember, you can hang out with us live each week during the NBA season only on Prime.